It's time to get creative with Cassie. Welcome to my paper studio. Today we're going to be doing another Create in 15, which means it's a project you can do in 15 minutes or less. So today's topic is going to be fabric ruffles. And they're pretty simple to make. You only need a few items to make it. So I like to use a gift card or an old debit card or something like that. I am going to be using the sewing machine. Sewing machine is probably a good idea for this. You could hand stitch it if you wanted to, but that might be a little bit more difficult. Oh my goodness. One moment. Sorry about that. My alarm was going off. So yeah, like I was saying, you could hand stitch it, but that's going to be a lot of work. It would be a lot easier to use your sewing machine, but I know not everybody has that available to them. We're obviously going to need some fabrics, and I have also pulled out some lace. So that's it. Your sewing machine, a card, fabric, and some lace. That's all you need. So I'm going to get set up and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we are in business now. So, you're also going to need a pair of scissors. I forgot to mention that. So snip, snip, pair of scissors. Okie doke. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to take one of my fabrics that I have here, like so. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to do about an inch wide strip. And then I'm just going to rip it. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Y'all got to go for a roller coaster ride. You didn't even know you were signing up for that today, did ya? Okay, so I'm going to get all my little loose threads off of here. Save those loose threads. You can use those in layering. Okay, so I'm going to put this on a zigzag stitch. And where did my card go? So at this point, I need my card, I need my fabric strip, and I need my sewing machine. So I'm going to just put this in here and put my sewing machine foot down. And I'm going to take my card and I'm just going to push that in. And then I'm going to do a few stitches. Stitch, stitch, stitch. I'm going to stop my machine. And then I'm going to do it again. Do a few stitches. Push it in again. Do a few stitches. And this is all there is to it. You just keep going. And I sat my card down in between because I have the push button for my machine. But if you have a foot pedal for your machine, I do have one, I just have it put away. Then it's easier. You can keep your supplies in your hands at all times and just use your foot pedal. But so, and anyway, these are handmade. They don't have to be perfectly spaced or anything. I like to do the zigzag stitch versus a straight stitch because I just think it holds better and it looks better. But that's just my personal preference and opinion. We're almost to the end of this one. And you can make these as short or as long as you want them to be. I'm just using some pieces of fabric that I already had in my scrap bin. So that's why they are the way they are. But you have to remember what you start with, it's not going to be that long. because we're folding it up and under. And this one actually turned out rather nice. So there we've got that one. Now, okay, let's just do another one out of the same fabric. Again, I'm just going to do about an inch wide or so. I love that sound. I love the sound of some ripping fabric, especially vintage old fabric that's kind of like threadbare and stuff, and it just rips so easy. Okay, so with this one, we're going to do something different. So, remember I said I grabbed out some laces. Okay, so I am going to take a piece of lace and measure it the length of my fabric, and then I'm just going to snip, snip. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with the lace going down the middle of it. So you want to line it up, and then when you push this in to make your ruffle, you're going to push in the fabric and the lace. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this with like fabrics that are really bright colored or that just don't have a very pretty pattern or anything on them. And it tones them down and turns it into something that is actually somewhat usable. So, same thing. You're just going to keep going back and forth. You want to make sure you keep that lace lined up in the middle of your fabric. If it gets off a little bit, it's not a big deal. This is something that's handmade for our junk journals, right? Junk journals are not perfect. So, there's that. And we're just going to continue down our fabric by tucking it under and zigzag stitching. And then we can compare these side by side and you'll see a complete difference in them. I hope everybody is well today and able to get in some time for themselves and maybe do a little bit of crafting. If you're crafting today, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're working on. Today I'm going to work on some videos because, like I said in a previous video, I got hired at a job outside of the home, which is exciting. So I'm trying to get ahead on videos a little bit. That way, on days that I'm working and stuff, I don't have to worry about, oh no, I ain't got a video for today. You know, that way I can still keep the content coming for you guys. So, this is the difference, okay? You can see it's the same fabric. Here, let me scoot this back a little bit so it's in the light. It's the same fabric, but it's a totally different look. So here's the one with the lace in it, and this is without the lace in it. And you can do that for like all kinds of different fabrics. So for example, I've got this pink strip here that's already cut, and it's not the same width all the way down, which is okay. And my piece of lace here is not as long as my strip, but we'll make it work. We're working with scraps, okay? Again, same thing. Just kind of fold it up in there. This is a little bit of a thicker fabric. but it'll work all the same. And if your ruffles aren't perfect, don't worry about it. Again, it's for a junk journal. So we're just going to continue doing this. Let's see, is there anything new going on? Not really, nothing new going on with me other than the job outside the home that I'm super excited to start. So I originally wasn't going to take the job because they were offering me a lower wage than what I felt I deserved, and they were also only offering me like 2 days a week. And I told her, I said, no, I need something more full-time, and with my previous experience and stuff, you know, I'm not coming in blind like most people do. And I told her I'd need more per hour, and they agreed to it. So I'm going to be working at 2 different locations. That way I can get in full-time hours, and they agreed to pay me what I felt I deserved an hour with the previous experience I have. So that's awesome. It made me super excited. So yeah, most of my crafting will be done on the weekends from here on out, because I'm pretty sure it'll be mostly like a Monday through Friday position. They told me occasional weekends I would have to work, but that's okay, because I do have my other job that I do from home on the weekends. So, and they are aware of that. I love when you find companies that will, you know, accommodate your needs and actually listen to you and stuff. And not just, oh, well, since you can't do this or do that, then, you know, we can't hire you. I think that's just so stupid. Like, either you need help or you don't. Like, have somebody else work those weekend hours or something and put me on during the week, you know, so you can actually have another person to work. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here because I ran out of my lace on that strip. And I still have a little strip here that I can make another one out of. But isn't that so pretty? Just with the pink behind it and the lace going down the middle. So pretty. Okay, so this is just a tiny little piece, but I'm going to go ahead and make it into a ruffle. So there's that. And you could sit down and in 15 minutes make up a bunch of these, because they're super easy. And like I said, these would be going a lot quicker if I had my foot pedal out and I was just using my foot pedal to make the sewing machine go. But I have to keep setting my card down in between and all that jazz. So the further apart you make your ruffles, the longer you can make your fabric stretch and whatever, but I like it with quite a few ruffles in it. So keep that in mind, though, that, you know, say you want an 8-inch ruffle or something, and you go and you cut your fabric at 8 inches, well, your ruffle is not going to end up being 8 inches long because you're folding it up. So you have to take that into account as well. So there's that one. Now, I have this little strip here. Let's make this into one. I love this fabric. This is like my all-time favorite fabric. It's just so shabby chic and like vintage looking. I love this fabric. I've used it on quite a few journal covers, and I've also cut it down into like a 2-inch to 2.5-inch strip or whatever. That way I can use it in like layering and stuff, but I love this fabric. It's so pretty. And these are just, they're simple to make, and you don't really have to think about it. It's another one of those projects that you could just, you know, turn something on the TV or something and set and have a conversation with your husband or your children or whatever. And it's something that you don't even have to think about. Just do it. So, there's that. Oh, isn't this so pretty? Okay, let's do, that's kind of short. I've got this rust-dyed fabric here. Let's make a couple ruffles out of it. And you can make your ruffles as, oh, see? Old threadbare fabric. It just rips so easily and sounds so yummy. But as I was saying, you can make your ruffles as wide as you want, as skinny as you want. You can make all different sizes of ruffles. It doesn't matter. You do you. I mean, if you wanted to do like a 3-inch wide ruffle, go for it. There's nothing saying you can't do it. Okay, so this one, I've got some of this like vintagey like lace, and I want to run this down the middle. So we're going to get this in here, get it started, and then we're gonna start making our ruffle. Like, isn't that just, that's pretty, just laying on there like that, but wait till we turn it into a ruffle. And this one will be a rather longer ruffle because it's a bigger piece of fabric and we have it stuck. So if you ever get stuck, just kind of grab the end back here, and you probably can't even see what I'm trying to show you. Let me pull you out some. So grab the end back here and just kind of give it a little bit of a tug, and it'll feed it through. Because sometimes with like thicker fabrics, or when you're adding the lace on there or something, it'll not want to feed through properly, you know, because it's thicker and you're doubling it up because you're pushing it under, you know. And this will probably be the last one that I make on camera, just because it's getting close to our 15-minute mark. You know, in a couple of the previous videos leading up to this one, I set a 15-minute timer on my watch, you know, like when I started the project, just to see how much we could actually get done in 15 minutes. And that's fun and all, but have you guys ever done that? Because let me tell you what, that's stressful. Like, knowing that you have a timer going and it's like counting down and you're running out of time, it's stressful. And I felt really, really rushed doing that, and it made my anxiety kind of high. So you guys let me know down below if you like watching me race against the clock, because if you do, I'll do it sometimes, but probably not all the time. But if it is something you guys enjoy, then I'll try to do a bit more of it. But it just seems stressful. Like, I don't know. Try it sometime. I know a lot of people that'll do like hour-long videos and stuff, and some of my videos are that long, but they'll set like the timer for an hour and then they'll just go. And it's like, I don't think that that would be as stressful because you've got, you know, a lot more time, but it's still, you're racing against that clock, you know. And it's like, well, I don't know. Some people might get a thrill out of it. I mean, like bungee jumping and stuff. It's stressful, but they get a thrill out of it. But, you know, crafting and racing against the clock is nothing compared to bungee jumping. Alright, so we're coming to the end of this ruffle. And after the video, I'm probably going to sit here and make up a few more ruffles just so I have some in my stash. I know I should probably make a couple little purple ones for my purple journal that I've been working on. I've been trying to do some of my Create in 15s by making ephemera for my purple journal just so I can be working on it too. But look how pretty that looks. With just the rust dyed fabric behind there and then that little bit of lace down the middle. It's just super pretty. I think it is anyway. So, we're at like 22 minutes on the video. Let me try and slide this out of the way so we can lay out what we've made. Alrighty. Let me put you guys back where you belong, and then we will look at our ruffles we've made. So, in just a few minutes, we've made all these ruffles. I say all these ruffles like there's a ton of them here. There's really not a ton here, but there's plenty. I mean, you guys can easily sit down and in 15 minutes whip out a bunch of these. And don't get discouraged at first, because there is a little bit of a learning curve on how to stop your machine and then kind of feed your ruffle into your machine and stuff. And like I said, you could do this by hand. Let me just get a piece of fabric here and show y'all. Ugh. Okay. This is Tim Holtz fabric. This one and this one is Tim Holtz fabric, and so is this. So in order to do this by hand, all you would do is like fold it like so, and then put a couple stitches in, and then fold it like so, put a couple stitches in, and just keep going in that manner. So what you're doing is you're folding it back and then bringing it back forward again. So then you're creating that ruffle look. So hopefully that makes sense. So we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ruffles in just a matter of a few minutes here. Like I said, I am probably going to make some more off camera because I want some in my stash so I can just kind of grab and go. I'm kind of in this mode of build your stash. I've been making like my own labels and, you know, like the clusters and the ID cards and, you know, all that stuff that you guys have seen in my Create in 15s. I'm making quite a bit of it so that I can build my stash up so that I've got the stuff made and ready to go, and I can just grab and fill up a journal a lot quicker. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do appreciate each and every one of you, but be sure to hit that bell. That way you are notified every time I upload a new video, and leave some comments for me down below. Anyway, until next time guys, remember to make today your own and be creative. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!